Welcome to Private Club Radio, your weekly source for industry education, news and discussion. Broadcasting from Tampa, Florida, ladies and gentlemen, here is your host, Gabriel Aloisi.
Top of the morning to you here on Private Club Radio. Wonderful to have you here with us to explore the wonderful country of Northern Ireland. A lot of you know that I was in Northern Ireland for the Open Championship week. Got to spend some time at Castle Rock, got to visit a club called Portstewart, which was fabulous, and of course got to Portrush for the Open. While I was at Castle Rock, I bumped into a friend of this show, Leanne Rice of Tourism Northern Ireland. And luckily, I had my good friend Leighton Walker in tow with me. Leighton, you should know, he's been a guest of this show a couple of times, and he also hosts the Golf Club Talk UK podcast along with Eddie Bullock, another show here on the Golf Radio Network. And Leighton and Leanne struck up a conversation, and she was kind enough to join him on Golf Club Talk UK. And today I'm going to play you that interview that he had with her. To me, Northern Ireland is a hidden gem. The Open certainly shined a much bigger spotlight on it this year, but a lot of people don't know how much quality in terms of golf, in terms of hospitality, in terms of the people who are amazing, and in terms of the food, the quality Northern Ireland has to offer. A lot of people think of Scotland and they think of Ireland and they think of these other golf destinations. Spain would probably be in that mix. But a lot of people leave Northern Ireland off their bucket list. And let me tell you, after experiencing it firsthand, you've got probably 4 of the world's greatest courses all within striking distance of each other. I'd put Castle Rock on that list, Portstewart, Portrush, and of course the number 1 course in the world, Royal County Down, is in Northern Ireland. And beyond that, there's other great tracks like Ardglass and a few other really, really beautiful courses in that country. And it's just a fabulous experience. Like I said, the hospitality and the people there. I've never met people in my life that were so nice. I would get off a train, for instance, and didn't know exactly which way to go, and my GPS wasn't working on the Google Maps. And I would ask somebody, hey, do you know where such and such street is? Do you know where Carey Street is? And instead of just pointing me in the right direction, they would literally, and I mean this absolutely literally, walk me to that street. It might be 2-3 blocks away. And at first you're kind of taken aback as an American, I think, and you're like, what is lurking behind this corner? Where's this guy taking me? But they're just that nice. That's the type of people that are in Northern Ireland. And if you are thinking of taking your members on a golf trip in this coming year, Northern Ireland has to be number 1 on the list for me. Just an incredible, incredible place. And by the way, they're not paying me to say this in any way, but North and West Coast Links Golf Ireland would be the company that I would suggest that you get in touch with if you want to set up one of these tours. They work with all the best properties. They know the lay of the land like no one else, and they're very, very highly respected. So I'd be happy to put you in touch with John McLaughlin, who's been a friend of this show over the years. I can put you directly in touch with him, or just go over to their LinkedIn page. Just search for North and West Coast Links Golf Ireland, and it'll pop right up for you, and you can get right in touch with them there. So you are really going to enjoy the interview with the folks at Tourism Northern Ireland. But before that, I just want to remind you that episode 1 of my new show, Let's Play Through, just got released on YouTube last week. It's gotten an amazing response from people all over the world. We're already going to be taking the show overseas, it looks like, to Qatar. We're going to hopefully get over to China and a couple of other international destinations that we're setting up. It's just been a remarkable journey, and it will continue. And I hope you can follow us on that journey as we explore the best golf destinations, the most incredible food, and the adventures that await all over the world. If you want to watch the show, please go to letsplaythrough.com. That's through with a U, letsplaythrough.com. And that will take you right to YouTube where you can subscribe and start watching episodes. By the way, if you've got a club that you would like to see featured, I'd be happy to talk to you about it. Just shoot me an email over at gabe@privateclubagency.com and we can discuss. All right, without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to my counterpart in the United Kingdom, Mr. Leighton Walker. Enjoy.
Right, Leighton Walker here from Golf Club Talk UK. So I'm here with Dave Vincent and Leanne Rice from Tourism Northern Ireland. Had the really good pleasure of meeting these guys. I was over in Northern Ireland a couple of weeks ago now, just the week leading up to the Open, and it was a fantastic day put on by Castle Rock Golf Club up on the north coast of Northern Ireland, and met Leanne and Dave there, and it was quite apparent that there's a lot of good stuff happening in Northern Ireland at the moment. Obviously, one of them we'll mention in a minute, but there's lots of other good things that happen all the time in Northern Ireland, and it's a wonderful little place, very small but perfectly formed little country, and I think it's got a lot to offer. So thought it'd be great to get these guys on the show and hear a little bit more about that firsthand. So welcome, guys.
Thanks,
Leighton. Thanks for the opportunity.
Not a problem. So firstly, I think it'd probably be best if you tell us a little bit about yourselves and your roles within Tourism NI and a little bit about what you do.
So myself, it's Leanne here. I am golf marketing, and basically my role is to, I suppose, do the golf trade and consumer campaigns to try and promote all the wonderful golf product that we have here in Northern Ireland. And what's important is when people come to Northern Ireland to play golf, they're not just, playing golf back to back each day. They're going and visiting, the various tourist attractions like the Giant's Causeway and Titanic Belfast, and they're enjoying some of our culture and our hospitality. We've got some of the best hospitality in the world, and golfers are very sociable, as you know.
Yeah, great. And yourself, Dave?
Hi guys. So I'm Dave, Chief Digital Officer with Tourism Northern Ireland. What's that got to do with golf? I guess I'm probably the most senior member of the team who actually plays golf. So golfer first, digital geek second. I guess my day job is all around supporting the wider tourism industry to better use technology, to use digital technologies to help our visitors and to help the businesses. So from a golf perspective, that's about helping people find where the golf courses are, making the golf courses bookable online and making that experience much easier. But also then following on from what Leanne's talking about, joining that up with the entertainment, with the hospitality, with the accommodation and the experiences, so that when visitors come to this little country of ours, they can actually get a really joined up and immersive experience that is digitally led, but is all about the people. So we get to expose those hidden gems that we talk about, and the majority of those being our people and the experience they get from dealing with them.
Yeah, brilliant. I should mention we did have the pleasure of spending 4 or 5 hours out on Castle Rock together, didn't we, Dave? So we had a good chat on the way around. So you've touched on it a few times there. So golf is obviously a big part of what Tourism Northern Ireland is about, and this is called Golf Club Talk UK, so it probably blends in nicely with that. But how does golf fit in, and how important a part of what you do is it?
Well, we kind of brand ourselves as a country that's made for golf. We've got world-class golfers, Rory McIlroy, Graham McDowell and Darren Clark. We have world-class golf courses. Royal County Down is currently number 1 in the world, and Portrush has recently been rated as number 7 in the world by Golf Digest. And we also host world-class events. So most recently, the Open Championship at Royal Portrush. But yeah, we have a huge product to offer. We have almost 100 golf clubs throughout Northern Ireland. And I was saying before, our hidden gems are truly golf courses that we should be getting more visitors to, and we welcome visitors to very much so. And we got to play Castle Rock, and I hope you agree, it is a wonderful golf course. And besides that, we have some fantastic parkland courses, and a lot of our visitors that come in are coming from all over the world, and particularly for parkland, it's GB and different parts of Europe. But we do have a wonderful golf product to sell, and it is worth about £40 million to our annual kind of golf tourism income. Last year alone, we actually welcomed 124,000 golf visitors, and that number, I suppose, is growing year on year. And what we're finding is people are actually staying longer because they want to add on an extra day or an extra couple of rounds to the golf trip. Yeah,
great. It's quite it's really quite a strong golfing culture, isn't it? Clearly, because 100 golf courses in a country the size of Northern Ireland is quite high per head of population, isn't it? So that's got to make that a little bit easier for you. But I guess what you're trying to do is promote some of those other clubs outside of the big ones as well, aren't you? We all know the Portrushes, County Downs, Port Stewarts, etc. But that still leaves a hell of a lot of golf courses out there that aren't those that probably need that promotion and probably need people to go and visit them as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And we kind of worked, I suppose, with different kind of clusters in different regions of Northern Ireland. For example, in Belfast, we have a Belfast Parkland Pass, and we also have the annual Belfast Parkland Tournament. So there's a number of golf courses. They're all fantastic quality and great experience and very unique to one another. They're all very different. That tournament now is going to its 4th year next year. The Parkland Pass gives you a bit more flexibility to play different golf courses for a very, very reasonable fee. Besides that, then we have Fermanagh, County Fermanagh, next this year for the first time ever. They have the Fermanagh Festival of Golf. So that's 3 rounds of golf over a weekend, and then in a beautiful 5-star Locker Resort and golf resort. So we are working with clusters very heavily to try and promote the wider golf product that we have. And yes, as you said, the trophy courses are very well known, but beyond that, we have a fantastic great product here. And when people come here and play it and experience it, they leave with a very kind of positive mindset.
I think, Leighton, on the way around Castle Rock, we had a chat about a number of things. One of them being why we produce so many good golfers for such a small country.
Yeah, definitely.
Some of that's down to just actually the readily available golf course product we've got. To the point where I think as locals we almost take that for granted. And clubs do as well. So they've got a busy membership. We're all busy. And some of the support and the challenge we give them is to think about marketing themselves to make them attractive to visitors.
Yeah.
Rather than being a members only club, and starting to think about that. So not just from a golfer's perspective, but from a visitor's perspective. Are the locker rooms in good shape? Are they welcoming when they turn up? Are the tee times available? Are there buggies? All of those questions and things that golfers look for.
Yeah.
Making that we focus the clubs on that as well as just the course is in great condition and we should be number one or we should be highly recommended.
Yeah.
And then also making them available for people to see. So from Tourism and I perspective, making sure we're promoting those alongside the well-established clubs that everybody knows, the names that they know.
Yeah.
So the Open over the last couple of weeks has been a huge opportunity for us to showcase, certainly on the North Coast, some of the most attractive courses that we've got, some of the best views. I think you'll agree we had some fantastic weather. And even though it was a school day for me with you, some great golf at times. But there are some glorious hidden gems that we keep talking about, not very far away from some of those big iconic places and names that we all talk about.
Well, let's now that you've touched on it, let's move on to that small matter of the Open Championship. In case anyone didn't notice, it was held in Northern Ireland last week, and look, of course, it's going to have a huge benefit for the country as a whole. And how do you think you guys can sort of capitalise on that best and really use that trajectory and propelling forward into the future?
Well, I suppose with the numbers, which were absolutely fantastic, 237,750 spectators throughout 8 days was absolutely fantastic. And I don't think anyone kind of anticipated that level of interest in Royal Portrush. And if it had been limitless in terms of capacity, goodness knows what we could have actually achieved in terms of spectators. But besides that, in terms of reach, over 600 million homes, and that's TV alone. The social reach has still to be calculated, but I think from that, I think the eyes of the world were certainly on Royal Portrush and on Northern Ireland during the Open Championship. And from that, we know there's also inquiries through to golf clubs all over Northern Ireland for coming back in 2020 and 2021. But I suppose we just have to maintain, and kind of sustain the legacy of the Open to make sure that we're just not promoting Portrush, which we don't only do. We do promote the wider golf product and even just Northern Ireland as a destination for people to visit, be it for leisure, for business, or for golf.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it came across so well on TV, didn't it, Dave?
Yeah, I think from talking to some of the international television providers as well, the only thing that would have made it more popular was a Woods and McIlroy final 2-ball on the Sunday. But an Irish winner, some drama on the Thursday, made for a fairly compelling piece of viewing. And certainly the anecdotal feedback from those companies is that it really helped with the viewing figures. I guess that's part of our job as the National Tourism Authority as well, is making sure we understand the legacy and the impact from an economic perspective, but also just in terms of putting this little country of ours on the international shop. And the coverage we got, anybody who's seen it, the view from the fifth green over the White Rocks and the Atlantic Ocean, it was fairly special when the sun shone, and challenging on the Sunday in the rain.
In and out.
You saw all parts of Northern Ireland.
I think one thing that sort of occurred to me when I was over there was just such a good feeling about the place, wasn't there? I think that's, partly on the basis that it hadn't been in Northern Ireland for so long, and this was something quite new to a lot of people, I guess. And but everyone really seemed to be getting behind it. The whole country seemed to be abuzz, even if you're in Belfast or somewhere away from Portrush, it really sort of came through.
And I guess that was the focus of a lot of the build-up. Was how do we make this welcome that we talk about, and this hospitality piece and the people thing really shine. And our campaign was all about an epic welcome. And it wasn't just for the golf community, it was for the hotels, it was for the airport staff, for the people, for all our points of entry, all of the points of interaction with our visitors, that actually people would talk with the passion about the event and the country that we live in and the experience that we have to offer. And I think we lived up to that promise that we talked about. And certainly all the feedback coming back so far has actually been about the people, as well as the golf course. Don't get me wrong, the golf course got fantastic feedback. But I think that the piece we're most proud of almost is the fact that people stood up right across the country, wherever people were staying, wherever they were travelling, where they were buying things, where they were in shop, right down to little corner shops. People happy to help and engage and tell their story.
Yeah.
It's manufactured, it's not synthetic, it's genuine. And I suppose that's just what the hospitality of Northern Ireland is all about. We're very kind of curious people. I always say everywhere we go, even myself, if I was in a restaurant the week before, where are you from? What are you doing? And playing golf. And if not playing golf, we'll get them onto a golf course. And we did that. We try to get them tea times wherever they could, because they thought that maybe they were sold out. But yeah, it's a genuine kind of hospitality. And, it's great to see people coming here who've never been here for the first time. It's just overwhelming. And them to leave that positive experience is just, and they know it's real. It is genuine, and it's not manufactured. And we're very, very proud to be, I suppose, that civic pride that as hosts, Northern Ireland people do stand up and they deliver.
Yeah, rightly so. And what about the Open itself? You guys spent a good part of the week there, didn't you? Tourism Northern Ireland had a stand. What was the atmosphere like, and what did you take out of it?
Yeah, I think the people who were there, it was very interesting to hear all the different accents from all over the world and to hear their stories. I hadn't been here for sometimes this is the first time ever actually. But they were keen to know about our wider golf product and try and understand about Northern Ireland. So the stand was to educate people about what Northern Ireland's all about and a bit of our golf product. And Dave was involved in a very fun project with the golf simulator, which was tracked with Royal Portrush and the TrackMan unit. So
yeah, I guess part of what we were trying to do was let the average spectator engage with the course and with the experience. So we had a world first where we plotted Royal Portrush on the TrackMan platform, and we had the simulator as part of our stand. And fair to say, it was queued out for most of the day. We had 5 of them out around Northern Ireland as well. So in cities around Northern Ireland, the average member.
Oh right, I didn't realise that. Yeah.
Could play the course as it is with the new goals and everything. And that TrackMan experience then has been given to Royal Portrush as part of the legacy of the Open. So the juniors in the New Swing Academy will have a TrackMan and a screen and be able to practice the course in all weathers, like you saw last week.
Yeah. So what about moving away from golf a little bit then? Northern Ireland, for again such a small place, has got a lot to see. Beautiful country, very green, some fantastic coastline. Belfast is a world-class city now. What would you sort of put on 5 to 7 day agenda, and what type of things would you be looking at doing if someone were to come over?
We would love 5 to 7 day agendas first. I guess we'll start with 3 to 5.
3 to 5 it is.
That's our ambition. We want them to come and play golf. We want them to see the big iconic attractions. We want to get them out away from our traditional hotspots and to explore some of those hidden gems that we keep talking about. Get them away, delivering economic impact, experiencing across the country. So we talked about Fermanagh earlier. It's not that far away, but it could be a lifetime away. How do we get people to not just stay in Belfast, but to actually go and explore and really embed themselves in some of that and experience what we've got to do. I guess golf is interesting to us. We want to disperse the people around the island. We also want them to come and extend the season, so making it more regional. And we want them to look at some of the experiences that traditionally aren't our hotspots. So away from the Titanic, still go to Titanic and Giant's Causeway, but look at the other things that are there. Experience the outdoors, so a huge outdoor element, but embed themselves and engage in our culture and that really truly immersive experience that we talked about. So it's come stay in Belfast, go and explore the coast, explore the heartlands, explore Fermanagh all the way across, and we have golf course product right across the country. and some great courses that really, are just crying out for visitors, and would love to welcome visitors to them.
And more, we actually have a new thing called Screen Tourism, which I suppose is not a huge in the radio for golf fans, but the likes of Game of Thrones, the 26 film locations here, Line of Duty, we have become, I suppose, a destination that a lot more production companies, etc., are using Northern Ireland as a place to film. We've got good infrastructure here and facilities, etc. So screen tourism has become quite big here, particularly Game of Thrones. And our food and drink culture, our food and drink, we're currently the food and drink destination of the year as voted by World Travel Market in November last year. And I think that people kind of come to Ireland and Northern Ireland and have an expectation that the food standard wouldn't be what it is. And when they come here, they're kind of blown away. We are spoiled for choice, and a lot of the local kind of hotels and restaurants use a lot of locally sourced produce.
So some of the hidden stories behind the opening as well. As part of the Causeway Coast Food Network, we had the privilege of being able to take out some of the personal chefs for some of the players and expose them to some of that food product. We've got stories of one of the chefs being chased down the road at Bushmills with a live lobster. With the restaurateur so keen to actually share this product that we've got with these people, so they can actually then experience, the players themselves can experience that.
Yeah. I was a bit disappointed I didn't quite make it to Bushmills, actually. That was on the list. There was a bit too much golf jammed in there, but not a bad problem.
Yeah, you can tell with the swing lid. Yeah.
And so what about both of you, maybe? I'm putting you on the spot here slightly, but we talked a little bit about the hidden gems. Pluck one place out that we should know about, or if someone's coming over on a holiday, moving away again from the big courses on the coast, where would you maybe suggest as a little bit of a hidden secret for someone to go and find?
You go first.
I would actually suggest, all the trophy courses like Royal County Down and Portrush, and you play Castle Rock, but one very special links course in County Down is Hourglass, and it's a swimming course on the County Down coast, and you can see the sea from every single hole that you play, and it's just a very unique kind of course. It's very kind of warm, homely kind of family feeling to it. They've got the oldest clubhouse in the world. It was built in 1400s.
Oh, wow.
And it's got a really genuine, nice feeling to it. The staff that work there, Paul Vaughan is the head pro and director of golf, and it's a great club to get to know, and actually it feels like there's a nice feeling when you go to it. It's very warm and very genuine, and it's just a very interesting course. If you look online, you'll see the beautiful scenes you can see of the coastal route in County Down. It is stunning.
Yeah. I'm going to be selfish, and make a plug for the Belfast courses on my own, but not in its own right. So in Belfast, we've got incredible parkland courses. So we've got the Malone Golf Club, the Beaver Park Golf Club. We've got Shandon, which is my own. Definitely go there.
Members will be proud of you, Dave.
Yeah, there you go. Please in the post. We've also got Hollywood, which is Rory McIlroy's home course. We've got Royal Belfast. So some incredible courses, all within half an hour's drive of Belfast City Centre and our accommodation product. All of them are very welcoming and offer a fantastic experience. So if you're going to ask me somewhere else, I'd say Lough Erne in terms of an experience for somebody to come and do. But don't discount Belfast. If you're coming to stay in Belfast, there's enough golf there to keep you going for 2 or 3 days. Never mind some of the championship golf experiences.
Yeah. Okay. And what about if someone was looking to book a little golf trip over there? How would you say their best place to do that through Tourism Northern Ireland?
Well, we're kind of the in-between between the consumer and, I suppose, the service provider, be that the golf course or golf club or the accommodation provider, the hotel or B&B, etc. So we primarily work a lot with golf tour operators. So about over 50% of our golf trips are actually booked by golf tour operators. So some use that option, or they prefer us to book individually. It depends how many people are travelling. But if anyone wants any advice, they're very welcome to come to Tourism NI, and we can support them with that and give them ideas. Yeah.
And I imagine some of the big tour operators that people are very familiar with out there will certainly be able to put a package together, I imagine, whether it's 3 days, 5 days, what have you.
Yeah, absolutely. A big part of my role would be trade marketing, and we go in market with a lot of our industry, be it like the golf resorts and golf industry, to actually sell to sell Northern Ireland and to sell our golf product to the tour operators internationally. So we'll be in America, we're in different parts of Europe. We actually went to Asia this year for the very first time. So we're very active in Northern Ireland as a golf destination. and bringing our industry with them. So they kind of have a one-to-one kind of personal basis with them. So, for example, if you were a tour operator in Toronto in Canada, you actually know who the head professional or director of golf is in a certain golf club, who's going to be welcoming your clients. And they really appreciate that kind of personal touch. It's very, very important to build relationships with them. And it's not just about putting a package together and selling it. We also then do golf fam trips with tour operators. We had a convention in April. We had almost 30 golf operators in, and they played 5 rounds of golf. They went and visited various restaurants, visitor attractions and hotels to kind of show them, here's what your clients can expect whenever they have a trip here. And it really does, it's better for them too, as, as a sales company, to sell it on to their clients too. And if they've played it and they've experienced it, it's win-win. It's easy, because once you've come here and you've played it and you've enjoyed your time in Northern Ireland, it's very easy to sell. No,
I can certainly vouch for that. Yeah, absolutely. I think on the back of my trip over there as well, I'd love to talk to a couple of managers of clubs over in Northern Ireland and get their take on things over there as well. That would be great. But thank you both for joining us today on the show. I hope you've sort of come down after the hype of the Open and everything around that, and life gets back to a bit of normality now, but you keep reaping the benefits of what's going to come from that, I guess. Yeah.
Hard to follow up, but yeah, we're looking forward to it. Thanks.
And we look forward to welcoming lots of new golf visitors. They're all very welcome, and between yourselves and our industry, you're more than welcome to come to Northern Ireland.
Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Well, that's going to wrap things up here on Private Club Radio for episode 195. We're creeping up on that 200 number. We're going to do something special for it. I'm not 100% sure yet what it'll be, but we'll have a special 200th episode, so make sure you come back for that. And, of course, every week here on Private Club Radio, we've got something pretty awesome happening. I'll catch you back here next week, and until then, here's to your membership success.
Private Club Radio is brought to you by Concert Golf Partners, helping to preserve and enhance private golf and country clubs. Visit concertgolfpartners.com to learn more about the recapitalization process.